we got to come together through the private sector act.com. Singing our song. United we stand strong, people. Private sector.
Johnson here, reporting from Calgary. I got a really special video here I'm putting together for you. I'm sure you guys are going to love it. Today's been a very interesting day. I was at the courthouse today. But before I get to that part, I want to just back up a step and tell you guys a little bit what's happening. The Real Estate Council of Alberta has been going after private real estate people like myself now for many, many years. And they've been on me for the last 2 years, wanting me to be a realtor in order to participate in the buying and selling of homes out here in the Calgary market, which of course is blatantly ridiculous, considering if I don't want to be a realtor, I don't have to be. And I certainly don't have to be a realtor to participate in buying and selling houses, because as everybody all knows, buying and selling houses and property existed many years before the realtors were even invented, which was only in the 1960s. So it's an absolute lie. And I just want to make sure that you guys understand the extent of this extortion racket called the Real Estate Council of Alberta, because they've just, in the last week, filed a statement of claim against myself for collection of these administrative penalties that they put on me, which is a joke, considering I don't work for them. They have no right to administer penalties against me. They're not a government agency. They're not. There's no contract that we have between myself and the Real Estate Council. So at the end of the day, question for the Real Estate Council of Alberta. This is a real important one. Okay, so here it goes. I'd like you to produce, or at least see if you can produce, a signed contract that would put me under the Real Estate Council of Alberta's rules and regulations, like a realtor or mortgage broker, that you guys are allowed to govern and manage as a private corporation. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go back to the old filing cabinet. I want you to tell me and report back to me if you can find a contract in there. If you can, I'd sure love you to send it to me. But if you can't, which you won't, let me know. Thanks. It's blatantly ridiculous for them to think that they have a right to collect extortion money from a private business person who's out there participating in a capitalist market, buying and selling homes via contract, which of course we all have every right to do. Courthouse experience now, let's talk about that. I want to share with you what happened today with me in court, and I think you're going to find it quite interesting. I went down to the courthouse today at the Calgary Court of Queen's Bench in order to file my statement of defense, and I have my paperwork there. I purposely brought a witness with me, have somebody there to do an affidavit for me, and guess what? I showed up at the filing counter, 6th floor, general filing with my paperwork, and if you notice the screenshots, I took some pictures of the paperwork itself, and I walked up to the counter as you normally would. I had my 5 copies of the documents, presented one to the lady at the desk, who was very nice, who accepted it, started reviewing it, started punching in the names and style of cause into her computer, and next thing you know, she's starting to pause and wonder what to do. She turns the screen over to her neighbor, who has a very strange look, then proceeds to take the paperwork, tell me that she's going to need a minute or two, goes to the back and starts having a conversation with a supervisor. So from there, what happens is after a couple minutes of me standing there at the counter, she comes back to the counter and says, "I'm sorry, I can't accept your paperwork." That's right, folks. I have a statement of claim against me from Court of Queen's Bench, and went there to file my statement of defense, which allows me as a Canadian citizen to defend myself in a court situation. And the courthouse has said that they will not accept my paperwork. Okay, and I've got the proof of that. It's in the document, because when she said to me, "I'm sorry, I can't take your paperwork," I said, "So you're telling me you will not accept filing for a statement of defense?" And she said, "Yeah." And had this very bewildered look on her face. And I said, "Well, why?" And she said, "Well, there's this order that's saying that she can't do that." And so I said, "Well, you're going to have to put that on a piece of paper then, please, because this is pretty serious stuff." She said, "Okay." And she drafted up that little piece of paper that said, "I'm sorry, there was something, a problem in your on your file that doesn't allow us to file a statement of defense." And that is that. So I ended up walking out of there with my paperwork still in hand, not being able to file a statement of defense at the Calgary Court of Queen's Bench here in Alberta, Canada. If we're not able to provide our support ourselves with our own paperwork and documents, how are we going to get truth and justice, folks? This is ridiculous.
That was a public service announcement from the privatesectoract.com.